Hello and welcome to the online classroom. This session is for new students and is to show you the different features of the online classroom and how it works. My name is Juanita Hall and I'm going to talk to you about the different features and show you how they work. This will be a short demonstration. You will find the online classroom to be very user-friendly and very easy to use. In this session, I will just introduce you to the basic features. There are a lot more features, but for now, we will just go with the basic ones, which is pretty much all that you're going to need. If at some point in time another feature is needed for a tutoring session, then you can be shown how to use it by your tutor. The first thing that you do when you come into the online classroom is to check to make sure that your audio is working properly. It's very important that you can hear the tutor and that he or she can hear you when you speak. So it's a good idea to check the audio every time that you first enter the online classroom. And to do this, you would look in the top left corner of the screen and find a picture that looks like a wrench. Then click on the picture of the wrench. It will bring forth a pop-up window with the audio playback test on it. All you need to do is just follow the instructions in the audio wizard. They tell you exactly what to do. You get to test your speakers by pressing the play button, and you will hear a recording letting you know that your speakers are working properly. Next, it's a good idea to click on the microphone test, and this time you click on the button that says start mic, and then you start talking, and you will hear your voice being played back to you. The audio wizard will let you know if your microphone is working properly. Once you know that, you can just close and exit the audio wizard. And please be aware that when you first enter the online classroom, you won't have speak privileges until that is given to you by the tutor. So you need to be given permission. Once you have been given permission, the little speak picture of the mic that is next to your name will show red waves. And that will mean that your mic is enabled and that you are able to speak. So I will just demonstrate that for you. Just watch the picture on the left where the student is, and you'll notice that there's a red X on the microphone. And when you get permission, the red X will go away and the microphone will be green, which means that now you've been given permission to use the microphone. The next step for you is to go to the top left of the window, and you will see a picture of a microphone there. You click on it and notice that the microphone next to the student now has red waves coming from it. When you see the red waves, you know that your mic has been activated, and when you talk, you will be able to be heard by the tutor. Now, this next part is very important. The best thing for all students to do when they come into the online classroom is to be using either a headset with a microphone or earbuds. For example, if you have a laptop that's got a built-in mic, then you should be using earbuds. And there's a reason why. I'm going to explain that now. The way that this technology works in the online classroom is that there is a 2 or 3 seconds delay for the tutor's voice to get to you and vice versa. It takes 2 or 3 seconds for your voices to go over the internet. Thus, what will happen if you are not wearing a headset or earbuds and your tutor talks? After the tutor speaks, 2 or 3 seconds will pass. Then the tutor will hear his or her own voice coming back through your speakers, which will give them an echo. So if you are wearing a headset or earbuds, that won't happen. Supposing that for some reason, some night your headset is not working or your earbuds are not working, here's what you can do to prevent an echo from happening for the tutor. This is what you would do. you would go to the top, and where the speaker icon is to, you would click on it and turn it off. That way, if the tutor is talking to you now, they will not hear their voice come back to them. And when you speak, what you would need to do is, and just watch the little microphone next to the student. I'm going to hold down on the control key on my laptop. And when I hold out on the control key, notice that little red lines are coming once again from the microphone, and I'm keeping my finger pressed on the control key. And what you would do is you would talk and say what it is that you want it to say, and then just wait a few seconds before releasing the control button so that the tutor will hear everything that you're saying and your sentence won't be chopped off. So when you're finished talking, you just release and the microphone is turned off. So that's a way to get around the echo problem. But as I said, if you are wearing a headset or earbuds, you won't have that problem. Okay, next, I'm going to show you the rest of the things that I'm going to be talking about tonight. Now, we already talked about the Audio Wizard. So I'm just going to put a little check mark by that one to show that we've finished talking about it. There's the Audio Wizard. And next I'm going to be talking to you about the new user's manual. Now, if you have any questions about the online classroom, anything that you don't understand, any feature, then all new users can go to the new user's manual. The new user's manual is found on our website on the home page. So I'm just going to share my desktop with you right now so you can see our home page. And here it is right here. There's our home page. There is on the home page, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here so that you can see it. On the top left side of the home page, there's a list of links there. And if you look, you will find one that says the Help Center, and it's right here. If you click on that, it will take you to a page where you will have answers to all kinds of questions that you may have, frequently asked questions. There's a section there for that. There is also a link to the new user's manual, and you can see that it's coming up on your screen right now. Here it is right here. So there's two places where you can find the new user's manual. It will be on the help page. Also, it's on the home page when you first go into First Class eLearning. So these are the two places where you will find it. And I'm just going to show you now the home page again. And just scroll down a little bit. And there in the center, right above where it says Special Offer, right here, this is the new user's manual. And when you click on the new user's manual, you will get a list of topics with information that new users will find very helpful when using our tutoring services. So it's only a matter of just clicking on one of these links and it will go and give you information and will answer your questions. Okay. Next, I'm going to be talking to you about the drawing tools. It's the same as with the audio and the microphone. You have to have permission to use the drawing tools as well. Now, most students are familiar with Microsoft Paint and other drawing programs. So the drawing tools in the online classroom are very much like the ones in Microsoft Paint. And you can use the tools to write and draw on the whiteboard. So right now I'm going to give the student permission to use the drawing tools. And when I do that, you will see a pop-up on the side. Just going to show you over here. You can see a pop-up of the drawing tools. Here they are right here on your screen. The drawing tools, I'm just going to go through and show you a couple of the ones that you might need to use. First of all, the line tool. It's a very nice tool that makes it easy to draw nice straight lines. I'm just going to choose a different color. You can choose different colors, and you can also choose different sizes or thicknesses of the lines. So I'm just going to use the blue to make a nice straight line there. And you can see it. You can change it, like I said, to a different color, and you can change the thicknesses and thinness of the lines. I'm just going to make it a little bit less thick here. Okay, so the line tool is there. There's also a pencil, and the pencil is very useful if you want to mark or write on the whiteboard. Then the pencil is makes it very easy. You can draw numbers. You can also draw words. And I'm just going to make a word right here. Right now, I'm using the touch pad of my laptop to draw and mark on the whiteboard. Some students like to use a digital pen, and you can use a digital pen if you have one. Other students find that using the mouse is very effective. So whether you use the mouse or your touchpad or a digital pen, doesn't matter. You use whatever works for you. Okay, underneath the pencil, we have a text tool. Some students prefer to use a text tool and to type. So I'm just going to type some words up near the top. This is how you use the text tool. Now, if you do not press enter after you've finished typing your sentence, the other person will not be able to see what you wrote. So once you have written the sentence and you're finished saying what you need to say, just press enter on your keyboard, and then the other person will be able to see what you've written. And if you want to correct any spelling errors, so up until you press enter, then you can go back and you can fix any spelling errors by backspacing on your keyboard. The other person in the online classroom will not see what you've done until you press enter. And I'm just going to press enter right here. Okay. Next, we have, right next to the pencil, there's also a highlighter. If you want to bring attention to a certain part of the room, for example, in a discussion with your tutor, if the tutor does not know what you're referring to on the whiteboard, you can always draw attention to it by highlighting it. Another way that you can draw attention is using the pointers, and I'm just going to click on these right now and just show you how these work. For example, if you want to draw attention to a certain part of the online classroom, you can just use your pointers and point right to it. So that's useful. Next, we have, let's see, I'm going to use the eraser now because the board is getting a little bit cluttered. So I'm just going to use the eraser, and it's only a matter of clicking on the different objects and they will disappear. Or you can hold down and just sweep them. It's like this. And there's another thing that you can do to completely clear the board if you want to completely clear it. And this picture right here with the X, the little screen with the X, that's an eraser that will completely remove everything. And it gives you a pop-up window with a warning asking you if that's what you really want to do. And if you say yes, it will eliminate all the things you marked on the board very quickly. Okay. The next tool that I'm going to show to you is next to the text tool, and it's a picture of, it looks like some mountains. This is to place an image on the whiteboard. For example, if you have, and I'm just going to start a new whiteboard for now. Just going to click on New, and I'm just going to call it Math Sample. If you have a worksheet or a question that you've written up for the tutor and you want to share it and bring it into the online classroom, rather than having to go through the process of typing everything up, you can just go to this image tool right here and click on it. And then with your cursor, you would drag and create a space on the whiteboard where your picture is going to go when you bring it in. And when you release, it will point to your computer asking you where the file is that you want to put on the computer. Now, I had this on my desktop, so I'm just going to show you. On my desktop, I created a folder because you always need to know where your folder is to. And I created a folder, and it was called a picture folder. So you look down through and you find where your folder is. And here's mine. It's called a picture folder. And I just open it up, and there's my sample math question. And then I can just bring it into the online classroom. And there it is. So if at any point in time you wish to bring in a file from your own computer, this is the tool that you would need to use. And once again, I'm just going to erase that just to get rid of it off the screen because we don't need it there. There's also geometric shapes, which are very useful when you're doing geometry lessons. And it allows you to create very nice geometric shapes, rectangles, ovals, triangles, and so on. Oops, I didn't click on the oval. I need to select it first. Now it will work for me. And if you want a filled triangle, you would select that option on your drop-down menu. And the filling in this case will be yellow. The color of the outside will be blue. And there you go, if that's what you want to do. There's other geometric shapes there as well. There's a pentagon, hexagon, diamond, parallelogram, and so on. So these are shapes and geometric shapes that you would use in some math questions. And I'm just going to get rid of these very quickly once again. This time I'm going to show you, we do have a coordinate system grid there. So if you're working on questions that require you to plot coordinate points, you can very easily put a coordinate grid there. And of course, this is useful in math for plotting coordinate points. Also, it can be used to create graphs that you may use in science or social studies or another subject that you're learning about graphs. The postage stamp, I'm not going to talk about that tonight. If there is a need later on, your tutor can show you how to use it. This is our symbols library. Sometimes you might like to use a math symbol, and some math symbols are very weird in trying to make them. So if you need to use one, and I'm just going to get rid of, first I need to get rid of this. And if you want to bring in, this particular symbol to use in a math question, you just choose it, and then you can double click it to get it to come into the room. Or you can also click Insert, and it will go into the room. And once it's in there, you can go and click on the cursor, which acts like a magnet, and you can just click on your symbol and move it to wherever you want it to be on the whiteboard, and you can just make it larger if you wish. Now I'm just going to show you, there are some other options there when it comes to pictures, and this particular one I use a lot with the younger children, but I'm just going to show you how it works. So I'm just going to click on one of these and just drag it and just show you how you can make it bigger by grabbing the corners and pulling it. And of course, if you want to move it around, make sure you have the cursor selected, and then you can pick up that particular object and you can move it wherever you want to around the online classroom on the whiteboard. I'm going to close now the symbols library, and click on my eraser and just erase the pictures that are on the screen. Okay, so that's the drawing tools. Okay, now I erased what I had written, my check marks, so now I'm just going to go back and I'm just going to check them again. So I'm going to click and get my pen, or pencil rather, and then I'm just going to check off the ones that I've talked about so far. The Audio Wizard, the new user's manual, the drawing tools. If you need to have some practice to use the drawing tools, you can go to the public classroom. When you log on to the Event Center under your personal menu, and I'm just going to go back and show you the students right here. When you log in and you're into this is called the Event Center, and your personal menu is written there. Under your personal menu, if you click on My Enrollments, it will bring you, okay, in this case, it's because I was on for a while, I got logged out, so I'm just going to log in again, because that will happen. You will get timed out. Okay, I'm just coming in as the student again. I'm logging on. And under My Enrollments, here's a list of the rooms that you can go into. You will notice the public viewing room. When you go into the public viewing room, it is just an empty online classroom that you can go into and practice using the different tools that are in the online classroom. It's open there 24/7. You can go in there anytime. So it's an excellent opportunity for you to practice the drawing tools, and you can also check your audio there and so on. Okay, I'm going to go back to the online classroom. Here we are. So as I said, the public classroom is very useful for you, and you can use it at any time that you wish. The next feature, and this is a very helpful one for you, is the full screen feature. Now this is how it works. You go to the top of the classroom and find what looks like a little square with 4 white arrows pointing at the corners. Watch what happens to the classroom when I click it on. It will make the whiteboard larger, because sometimes you need a lot of space. You need a lot of space when you're working out the answers to math questions, for example, or if you're doing some chemistry work in chemistry or biology and so on. You need a lot of space. So that's a way that you can open up your classroom and make it really large. And if you want to go back, then you just click on this same symbol again, and it will just toggle off and on when you click on it. Here it is. Okay. And underneath the full screen, there are 3 zooming tools. This is also really good for you to help you with your viewing. So I'm just going to show you how these work. And if you click on the first one, it shows the original size of this particular file that's showing on the screen. And that's the one where we are now. Notice what happens when I click on the second. It gets larger. And here it gets to be a different size too, because sometimes some files, when you are looking at them, they might seem to be really large and you need to make them a bit smaller. So these are the zooming tools, and you just try them out and choose the one that gives you the best view. And I'm just going to show you a couple of samples, math samples, and watch what happens when you click on the zooming tools. Here's a first example, and notice the change. It gets larger and smaller. Okay, so I'll show you another one, and I'll show this one here. Once again, if you need to make it bigger or the original size, then this is what you do. So try to keep that in mind when you're looking at the whiteboard and your teacher has shown you how to do answers to questions. Then this feature will be very helpful for you. Okay. And let me get back to my list of features. Okay, we're almost to the end. The next feature that's going to be really important for you is the recording. Every session that you have with a tutor is recorded. Every session that you have is recorded, because when you are going over information that's difficult, like a difficult concept for you, and you're struggling to try to understand it, you may not remember the different steps and the ways that the tutor shows you how to work out the answers. So your session will be recorded, which means that you will be able to go and view the session after your session is finished. Your tutor will put a name listing the topic, what was covered in that particular session, and you will be able to go and view it. Now I'm just going to take you back to the Event Center, and under your personal menu, when you log on, under here, there will be a section called Recorded Sessions. Now it's not here for the student because obviously there's no sessions that has been shared with a student that's not really a person. So underneath this personal menu, you will find right here a section that says Recorded Sessions. You just click on it, and it will give you a list. It will give you a list over here like you're seeing right now. It will give you a list, and all of the topics will be written there. All of the dates will be written there. And it's only a matter for you to select it, click on it, and then you will be given the option to play that recording. So just click on the recording and play it. And for tips on how to use the recorder to play back the sessions, there may be parts of the sessions that you only want to see the end, or you might just only want to see the beginning or just the middle. So for tips on how to use the recorder, go to the New User's Manual, which I spoke about earlier, and it will tell you how to use the recorder. Okay. Another thing that I want to mention to you before we end this session, and that is if for some reason, and the internet can be a bit fickle at times, and I know that especially in parts of Labrador, for example, the signal sometimes is weak and intermittent. So if you do get disconnected and you're talking to your tutor and you're not hearing a response, or your tutor's getting very quiet, that means it's very possible you could have been disconnected. If that happens, just ask your tutor if they can hear you, and if you get no response, then you can go to the top and click on the File button and then select Reconnect. And when you click that, this is what will happen. You'll get a pop-up asking to confirm, do you want to reconnect? Just say yes, and it'll just exit the classroom and come right back in. And then you will be able to hear your tutor and continue with the lesson. Okay, so that's all that I'm going to mention right now. I'm just going to go back to the beginning, and I've finished talking about the different features. I wish you all the best in your tutoring sessions. I'm sure that you will receive quality help from our tutors. And if at any point you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to contact me through email, and I will certainly get back to you as soon as possible. So enjoy your sessions. Thank you for viewing the demonstration on how to use the online classroom. Bye-bye.